One of my clients recently received an email from somebody that he just had an enrollment conversation with. The person had said, I'm ready to go ahead, I'm ready to pay the money, I'm ready to sign the contract, and then received the contract, which was, as expected, $2,400 for 3 months, 12 sessions. And he pushed back and said, the potential client pushed back and said, I'm not so sure about this. This is $200 per session. That's a lot of money. I have 3 kids, and I'm not sure if I can justify this. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So I want to pull this apart a little bit. So the potential client, after the enrollment conversation, had already heard the price, had already heard the number, the investment amount, as I like to call it, and then pushed back in email about the number of dollars per session. So I immediately take issue with that, because if your client is thinking that way, then you haven't set expectations well enough and you haven't visioned well enough. Because if they're thinking a number of dollars per session, that's a problem. Then they're thinking of you as hourly, they're thinking of you as interchangeable, and they're thinking of you as dispensable. You want them to think about if it's $2,400 or whatever it is, you want them to think about the amount of the investment as an overall, this is what I'm going to put into it. I'm going to invest in myself, and I'm going to get this result, or I'm going to get this outcome, whether that's traction in their business, or an improvement in their marriage, or improvement in their communications, or better marketing, or whatever it is that you coach them with or on. You want them to see that this investment will get them X investment of X number of dollars will get them result Y. It shouldn't be about the number of sessions, because the way that coaching works is it's often not direct. This session caused this insight, this session caused that. It's actually more about the relationship and the creating this outcome together. So immediately, if somebody says, oh, hey, this number of dollars per session, first of all, I don't recommend that you sell your services that way, that you enroll people that way, because it's very hard to help them vision. And secondly, if they do start talking that way, I recommend that you immediately change the conversation to talking about the overall investment in themselves. The second piece of this that was really interesting to me is that this potential client said, this is $200 per session, that's too much. Here I have this, this, and this, and but I'm going to pay it anyway. So why do that? So why send this email if you're going to pay it anyway? And he did. He paid the invoice, the first invoice of the 3, but sent this email. And so what I recommended my client respond back is, thank you for pushing yourself to your edge. I'm here, I've got you, and let's do this. I also recommended that he say what I talked about just earlier, that this is an investment of X number of dollars for X outcome. This is what we're working toward together. This is what we're going to create. And as a matter of fact, I'll talk about this in a different video, but the amount that you ask people for is actually part of how they get the result, because it's enough to have them have skin in the game, but not feel broke. You don't want them to go hungry. So I'll talk about that in a different video, but that is this video on talking to people about number of dollars per session.